welcome to Dil Ki Baat, like our Honorable Prime Minister's mega initiative, Monkey Baat. This is Dil Ki Baat, where we doctors try to create awareness among our patients and community to reach out how important is heart healthy during this World Heart Day. As a part of this initiative, we want to create awareness among our general population with a group of doctors sharing their good amount of knowledge regarding the heart issues. And we have this caption, beat the yellow, that is cholesterol reduction will help you to reduce your heart attack risk. So beat the yellow, beat the CV risk. So be a good patient, get yourself evaluated with your family physician, get to know your diabetic status, hypertension status, cholesterol status, your health status, and get treated appropriately so that you will have a very healthy life. And Senthil, what do you want to say?
Yeah, concluding message of our good video discussion regarding our health awareness on World Heart Day. Follow 3D diet, low carb, high protein, drill exercise at least 1 hour per day, discipline 6 to 7 hours of sleep per day, and no stress. And I want to mention, as Vinod sir was saying, that IT workers as well as doctors, we doctors all are included in this heavy workload. So workload has to be limited, and family support. We have to take care of our family also as well as our individual needs. So all this comes under 3D. And regarding gym workout, don't strain too much. All fingers are not same. We have to individualize. And the cardiac evaluation is a must before going to any gym. And to be one more thing, it's not necessary that everyone has to hit the gym. Even brisk walking, that is also a good exercise. You initially start with brisk walking, then you can hit the gym. And don't be afraid of going to the gym. So thinking that some are just dying off. In fact, it is not MI, as our cardiologist was saying, it is arrhythmias. It is commonly occurring when you hit the gym. To avoid that, you can go step-by-step gym or even brisk walking, some 30 minutes to 45 minutes per day. That is also a good exercise, brisk walking. That should be followed. And don't be afraid of post-COVID sequel. Not all are getting post-COVID sequel. What message we want to convey is, even in post-COVID sequel, proper lung and cardiac monitoring, now no problem is going to be there, and our lifespan has already increased. As initially told, our lifespan now is 75 to 85 years. Before and all, it was 45 years. Above 50 itself, we think that it is great. Now 75, 80 and all is so easy to live. So we have enough time and carry this proper 3D, and that will be our World Heart Day awareness message. Thank you.
Keep yourself healthy, happy, keep your heart healthy so that your family will be happy.
As I discussed about 3D diet, drill, discipline, now I am entering into second day drill, and you can see both of us in badminton court. And again, I have some doubts with our cardiologist regarding exercise, especially cardiac patients. They have a doubt, like how much exercise should they do. Some restrictions will be there.
Yeah.
Like being a heart patient, I should not walk too much. Any criteria for that?
So it is like this. It depends on the patient's profile. We cannot generally say this kind of exercise should be done for this particular group of patients because it is individualized. Each patient health condition differs from basic to basic. For example, a patient can be a heart failure patient where the LV function can be very poor. He will not be able to exert so much like another patient whose LV function is normal. So aerobic exercise is one good thing which can be done by all heart patients. But the time, the duration, the amount of exertion depends upon the patient's individual health condition or heart condition. So it varies between 15 to 20 minutes of a day walk to 45 minutes to 1 hour of a day walk. So how will we decide? We decide based on when they had the recent event, heart attack. For example, when they had the heart attack, post-MI, how is their LV function, how is their other parameters, and what is their age, whether they have any comorbid illness like arthritis or any other issues pertaining to other systems involvement. With this, we make a plan for each patient. We call this as rehabilitation. However, how important is to treat a patient, rehabilitation in a cardiac patient is very, very important. So, advising them exercise, we take a good amount of time. And I always say the patient, don't exert too much at the first go. Probably if you start walking post procedures or post event, start about 5 to 10 minutes. Make sure that you are very much okay. Always have a companion or a friend with you or a relative who can accompany you during your exercise so that in case of any mishappening, there is somebody to support you. So once you feel much better with the initial stage of exercise, then he can increase the time of doing exercise. For others who are actively normal, these patients want to prevent heart disease. Of course, all forms of exercise are very much appreciated, but you have to have a basic health checkup before going in for a weight training or a strenuous exercise or a long-term activities like shuttle or any other playing methodology. So it is better if even to get trained for our weights or any other bigger exercises, you have to get your fitness from your cardiologist before even joining a gym. Nowadays, you see, gym are insisting cardiology fitness before they take them for a particular program.
Yeah, we are also getting gym-related deaths,
That's
especially our
so there
famous
is a lot of
personalities.
there are a lot of consciousness effort from every part of the society to have an understanding. So a lot of people ask me, is that being fit is not enough to get an heart attack? That is the commonest question I am facing. We see a lot of famous celebrities having a sudden cardiac death. We should understand one thing: sudden cardiac death is different from your heart attacks. Most of the time, sudden cardiac deaths are happening because of arrhythmic event. When the heart beats irregularly at a faster pace, the patient can have a cardiac arrest. So, cardiac arrest because of arrhythmic event is different from a heart attack event. So, this cardiac arrest because of an arrhythmic event can happen to any healthy person because of a abnormal heart rates. We call it as ventricular tachycardia or ventricular fibrillation, which can cause a sudden cardiac arrest. So, any person who wants to do a strenuous exercise needs a cardiac evaluation before hitting a gym or a training session. So, why it should be like, why a young patient who is otherwise physically fit, as goes to gym, is fit, he takes a regular diet, why he should have a heart attack or a arrhythmic event? It is not only based on the diet or your exercise plan or being fit. It is more with that of a family history. If your parents have a cardiac disease, you are more prone to have a cardiac disease. You might be genetically more prone to have a arrhythmic event, or in spite of being everything normal, you have a tendency to form excessive heart block at an younger age. That differs from patients to patient. So everybody needs an evaluation at the age of 40. I keep always age 40 as a
40.
midline. Even governments, hospitals have introduced master checkups nowadays at very low cost. So it is better to get your ECG, echo and a treadmill done when you hit your birthday. I always tell my patients, nobody forgets their birthday. None of us forgets the birthday. So every year around your birthday, get your health checkup done. Get your ECG, echo, treadmill. Make sure that you are healthy and follow all these aspects. Even in spite of being healthy, you can have a heart disease. That is one point I want to carry forward to every individual. Unless you are checked up with your physician, never eat for any strenuous activity.
Yeah,
Thank
good.
you.
Being a it's a very good message for world out there. As sir was saying, before going to any gym, cardiac evaluation is a must, and see that in case if you are going to use a trainer, you should be a professional trainer, because many places the professional certificate they might not have got, and improper training is also being given, and all fingers are not same. So each individual has to individualize. It's not that the motivation is important. For example, if a nearby person is doing strenuous workout, it's not that I have to do like him, because my gene is different, my family is different, as I told, his family is different. So step-by-step approach is first point, cardiac evaluation is second point. In case if you are going to use a trainer, a professional trainer, that should be third point. And as Sir was telling, one more important point, it's not heart attack that commonly occurs in sudden deaths in gym, it is arrhythmias, which is very important, which is related to irregular heartbeats. And one more thing I want to ask, commonly they say target heart rate, the 220 minus our age. Is it necessary that when you work out for gym, when I'm doing a treadmill, for example, my age is 40.
Okay.
So 220 minus 40, they say target heart rate.
Yeah.
180 it comes.
Yeah.
So out of that, 80%. So if my heart rate goes beyond 150, I have to reduce. Is it so or not necessary?
Sir, very pertinently good question. So it depends upon how trained you are. Initially, when you are starting your training workups, your heart rate goes very fast. When you start running first in your treadmill, your heart rate reaches 130, 140, 150 very easy. But once your heart gets trained for it, so your heart rate doesn't jump so much. So training makes your heart healthy, and heart gets adapt to your system. So that's why we are always requesting you to go for a mode where there are slow and steady. You have to be very, very gradual in your initial phase. For example, somebody who is an athlete for 15 years. For example, I am a sports person. I'm a football player. I'm a hockey player. For 10 years, 15 years, I used to see fitness for or players who are participating in the competitive sports. Their heart rates will be hardly 50 or 60. For
Yeah,
them to
that's very
reach a
correct.
heart rate of the target heart rate of 180 or 170 is going to be impossible. Why it happens? When you train regularly, your heart rate settles down. It calms down. Even your baseline heart rate comes to 60, 65, 70. So even I have seen professional football players whom we give fitness for, who play for our major leagues as well as country, their heart rates are hardly 50. So once you start training, your heart gets adapted and the heart rate settles down. Initial stages, you try to achieve your target heart rate. If your heart rate goes beyond target heart rate, it's a warning sign.
Yeah,
So that means you have to slow down. Your heart is not yet ready to go for this strenuous activity. Lower your duration of the strenuous activity, make it as a regular habit, slowly, gradually increase the duration every day, every week, so that you can achieve a level where your heart is very happy to accommodate that much amount of stress. This is a very key point, as driven by my good friend Senthil Kumar, that you need not, if somebody is in your near to your gym, next person is doing 100 kgs, that doesn't mean you should lift 50 kgs immediately. He might be training for next 15 years, last 15 years. Would have gone to the gym for last 15 days. Don't compare with your neighbor. You are slowly different. Try to be individual. Take your time, settle down, ask your personal trainer how to manage your health, get your diets right, be slow. There is no urgency. Life can wait for anything. So we are targeting average Indian age is about 75 to 80 nowadays. We live for 75 years. So there is a huge time for you to make your heart and body healthy. So there is no urgency. Don't fight with your colleagues. Be happy with your body structure. Plan your diet accordingly with your dietitian. Plan your workout plans with your personal trainer. Whenever you hit to have a, see, we all be happy till 40 years because we are trying to force ourselves to earn money. We want to settle down. Once we hit the 40, the sweet spot, we start getting hypertension, cholesterol, diabetes. Then suddenly one day we think we should go back. We should start training ourselves. We should hit gym. We should hit playing ground. So here we have to be very careful. When you are hitting your a football or a hockey or a gym at 20 years, it is completely different than hitting the gym or a ground at 40. So, yeah, 20-year person, what amount of stress he is undergoing, that amount of stress you will not be able to take it. Your body is not ready. You are aging, man. So you are at midst of your 50% of your lifespan. So here, if really I appreciate people want to be hitting the gym or a healthy ground at 40, but they have to be very careful where they need a proper instructor if you are hitting the field, and you need a proper gym trainer if you are hitting a gym, and you need a proper person who can train you if you are hitting a badminton court. Obviously, training is very, very important. I always advise people to be on a protected environment or a monitored environment so that nothing untoward happens to them. Don't push yourself. Nothing is there to push. You can be very cool, do whatever it is possible from you. It takes time, but everything falls into place as the time progresses.
Yeah, and I also see some patients telling me, I don't want to go to gym at all, sir. It's not like that. Go to gym, but go to the gym at your own pace, not at others' pace. That's what could be one of the messages to be conveyed. And also, sir was keeping on telling about 40, the age 40. Because after 40, everything comes, what is we are generally speaking. What we say is, in the first 40 years, if you are going to follow this 3D, the next 40 years, as our lifespan has increased to 75 to 80, first 40 matters actually. If you are going to concentrate on the 3D approach, diet, drill, discipline, the first 40 years, next 40 years is going to be heaven for you. And as sir was telling, if he is practicing well, his endurance, exercise endurance also increases. So after 40, don't concentrate on your health. Concentrate on your health as early as possible. Even before 40, you have to concentrate on your health. That is one more message which I want to convey. And one more question for our cardiologist. is post-COVID sequel. I'm seeing many patients who have been COVID positive during that first wave, second wave. But even now, after they have recovered from COVID, I'm seeing some heart problems being
Very,
faced
very
by post-COVID.
pertaining.
And that is compared to non-COVID, those who are COVID positive, they are having some heart changes.
Yeah.
Is that true?
Yes, very true. It's being frank with you. Those patients who got affected with COVID, the incidence of heart attacks, ischemic events, and heart failure is extremely high among those patients who had a severe COVID illness. What happens is, those patients who had a COVID after recovery, lot of times people did not go to a follow-up. They are not following it with their family physician or their doctors whom they have been used to follow up. And every post-COVID recovery patient should need a lung and heart evaluation. That becomes mandatory. And we see a lot of thrombotic events, not only immediately after COVID, even now we are seeing events who had suffered from COVID. We say this is post-COVID long-drawn syndrome, where it long COVID haul, where we see patients having cardiac events at 35, 40, even after 1 year of COVID recovery. So it becomes very, very pertinently important to get evaluated for cardiac ailments post-COVID recovery. The second thing is, once you recover from COVID, people are becoming anxious. Oh, I want to become healthy. This time I got COVID. Next time I have to prevent when the pandemic is occurring. So I will hit gym. I will hit a ground. I will hit a training center to train myself. What happens is, you are already recovered from a COVID, where it is more prone for thrombotic event and your lungs are weak. Now you go and train very hard, you have an event immediately.
Yeah,
So,
very good point.
so when you are being a COVID recovered patient, you want to improve your immunity. All we understand. Obviously, when we hit the next pandemic, you have to be ready for it. We all observe as a cardiologist or a diabetologist or any physician, we love my patients to go undergo training. But when you are a post-COVID recovered patient, you have to be very, very extremely careful. So you have to get your physician fitness, get your ECG done, get your echo done, get your chest X-ray done. Make sure that you are healthy, fit enough for a training program. Then you can hit a gym or a field or a training center to train yourself, and be very gradual. Once you start training also, don't stop there. Visit your physician regularly. Make sure that your heart and lungs are taking up this training activity very peacefully and effectively, so that nothing happens at a major event. And being cautious post-COVID is very, very important, and getting treated or checked by a physician is paramount important. I think you need not even visit a cardiologist like us. Physicians are good enough, like Senthil Kumar sir, very good, strong physicians are available in our state. Lot of physicians are there. You can meet them, get evaluated before your training program, and get them certified that you are fit enough for these programs, so that you need not avoid any untoward event during your training events.
Now, one more thing I want you to tell. So one fact is, okay, long COVID, post-COVID, how to overcome that. But now all COVID patients are afraid, even though they are normal. Since I've got COVID, many are telling that I will get heart problem. So I want you to remove that risk.
No way, no way. It is
That's
not
what I
like
want to
that.
convey.
There is a, see, now we have, with the tremendous efforts from the governments, NGOs, doctors, physicians, even the community, we have been here, as a vast country, we have been able to come out successfully out of the COVID. That is a very big thing in a country population like India, where with the resources what we had, we are able to double fold, triple fold. With the participation from every sector, we are able to win over COVID effectively. There was a pandemic, we are out of this pandemic,
Yes.
but that doesn't mean every patient who had a COVID should have an heart attack. It doesn't play that way. We are all healthy, we all be very effective. We can do our routine work very effectively. That need not worry about COVID incidents or previous COVID events, and you need not worry at all. But going for a simple checkup with your local physician, nearby family physician, who is about 10 feet from your home, will help you to prevent any other recurrent event. Once he says you are normal, you need not worry. You can carry out all your activities, keep a touch, keep your physician at bay, then you will be happy. I can tell you now, we are away from 2 years from COVID. The chances of you going to have an event because of COVID is going to be very, very little. So take the mind away from COVID, be an active person, be an effective person to the contributing society, be a healthy person by doing healthy activities. But keep in mind, yes, you is very important to your family. Always have your health checkup done with your nearest doctor.
Yeah, thank you, Vinod, for that whole warming message, because everyone was afraid that long COVID. That is a very good message. And very only few people will be having long COVID. And even that few people, as Sir was telling about proper evaluation, especially lung evaluation, as well as heart monitoring is important for those long COVID syndromes, which is not too much as expected. So this long COVID, those who are having the long COVID syndromes can be easily monitored. That we should not miss. That's what. And coming back to gym, as Sir was telling, slow and steady.
Beating
That
the
is
yellow.
very, very important.